What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon GO Battle League content. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a Shoutcast submission featuring Arctibax, Clodsire, Medicham, and the Catch Cup, submitted by trainer Rich BGD. Thank you very much for the submission, and trainers, if you'd like to submit battles to the channel for Shoutcasting, there is a link in the pinned comment and the description. Almost let my tongue go in circles again. And you can check that link out and submit your battles for Shoutcasting potentially. And we'll get into the battles now, as this is a good run with this team here. Looks like a very strong team, so let's see how Rich decides to play this one out. We're going to have Arctibax in the lead with a Lantern in the opponent's side. This is just a very, very strong lead for this trainer as they see a Gligar come in. Looking to potentially throw a Avalanche here. And the opponent shields, not knowing the counts for Avalanche, and to be honest, I don't think I do either. So we'll see the opponent throw a charge move. We'll shield up. Unfortunately, I'm like 95% this is German, but I'm not the best in proficiency with other languages, as y'all definitely called me out last time when it wasn't Spanish, it was Portuguese. So it looks German to me, so I don't know. I just know the move animations, but it looks like the opponent has been throwing the aerial aces here. The opponent's Gligar stays in. Looking to see Clodsire come in here and take some damage with that dig. And then we're going to see the Lantern come back in, and it's going to have to eat an Earthquake. This is going to be starting off the battle with a big hit. Is this going to one-shot, though, from the range that this Lantern's at? No, unfortunately, it doesn't. But it puts it in a very good range where the opponent's Lantern obviously can't farm it down. Arctibax can farm down the Lantern, though, and that is pretty much going to have to see what happens. If the Medicham comes in, hopefully Medicham can clean up this team here in the back. So we'll see the Arctibax get a farm down here. If Gligar comes back in, it's going to have a bad time, as it's within Dragon Tail range, or Dragon Claw range, but rather the Avalanche is going to go off immediately, looking to get rid of that Gligar in case it has energy, taking it out, and the opponent has a Hisuian Quillfish in the back. Trainer, I haven't seen that thing. It might be an egg hatch, or it could be a catch. I don't know, but easily Medicham comes in, finishes this thing off, and unfortunately, that is going to be the end of the opponent's Quillfish, as we see a Shadow Ball! Dude, it gets the Shadow Ball! Oh, that was so good. Good game. Oh. Tried to click the transition and didn't want to do it. So we got Skelecroc on the... Dude, I love the names, though. Like, I don't know the language, but the names are cool. Like, Cryospino? Skelecroc? Dude, that's dope. I love it. Clodsire's going to come in and take the Disarming Voice. Very nice catch. And then we're going to see... Is that a Breloom? Bruh! Mushroom Cap at it again. Here we go. Shields up. Yeah, because that's going to... Look at how much damage those poisons things do to it, dude. Oh, that Sludge Bomb with 110% damage on that thing, I bet. Gonna take a Seed Bomb on the chin, no big deal. Counter is not gonna be doing much to this Clodsire. Sludge Bomb is gonna come in and I mean, you gotta shield this, right? Like, if they really want Switch, they gotta shield this. Yes, they do. But I don't know if, I mean, you just let it go. You just let it go. And the Medicham farms it down. Yep. Here comes Medicham, up 2 shields to 0, gonna get a hefty farm down here, and that is, this is a dangerous for the opponent. I think that, I mean, the Breloom is spicy, dude, I love it. The close combat does like 30%, but now we have Skelecroc on the Medicham, and this is not looking like a good time for Medicham, but with all that energy and 2 shields, this should be pretty doable. Arctibax comes in and gets the snipe, and there's a Suelord? I don't know how they pronounce it in the language, in German language, but that's going to be an Avalanche to hit that Clodsire, and this is unfortunately over for the opponent. They know it. They concede. That's a good game. I mean, no disrespect. I'm of German heritage myself, but I don't know the language, but I mean no disrespect at all. If I butcher something or make a comment about another language, I mean no disrespect by it, I promise. But this is not safe for this trainer. Rich is not looking to have a good time against this Cofagrigus. He's got to get rid of this thing, dude, because Clodsire can take the damage, but did we catch a Shadow Ball, a Dark Pulse? I don't think we've got a Psychic. That's a Dark Pulse that's going to get fired off here. And even a Earthquake from this range is more than enough to KO. Looking to take the energy and overfarm a bit here, maybe getting lower so that the opponent doesn't get as much of a farm here. No, they're going to go for the Earthquake right away here, looking to KO this Cofagrigus or take a shield from it, and then the opponent lets it go. The Gligar probably comes back in and looks to farm down the Clodsire, and this is actually why some trainers look to run Stone Edge, but the opponent doesn't want to find out. They immediately throw the energy. It almost would have been safe to farm down here, but that's okay. They're going to see a Sableye in the back, and this Medicham has absolutely nowhere to go on this entire team. But we're going to see how Rich handles the situation, as Medicham is just chilling in the back, waiting for its time to shine in all these resisted situations here. The Sableye takes the Dragon Claw on the chin. Yeah, you have to shield this up. I don't know if I think you get the farm down. The opponent wasn't quite at a move here. I think you get the farm down before they can get to another move, and you have a Dragon Claw to throw at the Gligar. And then at least Medicham into Gligar isn't as bad as a Ghost type into Medicham. Just have to get to an Ice Punch here. You can even tank one Aerial Ace if needed. On the CMP tie, Medicham gets to the Ice Punch, and this is pretty much over as the opponent's out of shields here and is not going to be able to survive an Ice Punch from this range. So good game, well played here. Ice Punch coming from the Medicham. Boom! And we'll hit the button anyway because it's double super effective. Getting into the next battle here, we've got Rich's Arctibax on a Jellicent. Not a bad matchup here at all, as those Dragon Breaths add up very, very quickly, and you get to the move quicker than the opponent would in general. So already taken out half of the Jellicent. Opponent probably is going to have to go for a Shadow Ball here without a doubt. And we're going to see the shield go up as they do go for that Shadow Ball. And the opponent's staying in. I don't know if they make it to another move, but Rich is not about to let that happen as he goes for the first shield or takes out the Jellicent here, as Jellicent would be a very bad time into the back line here. Looking to shield up one more time to make sure the opponent can't land a Shadow Ball and keep snowballing that Arctibax. Opponent gets farmed down here. Let's see what they've got in the back here. We're going to see a Gligar come in. The opponent is completely core broken by this Arctibax. And, I mean, I would not want to see this with my backline. This is the thing, right? And I think we've seen this on a lot of teams, is that there are a lot of these Catch Cup teams where Clodsire and Medicham really don't have many places to go. And, I mean, I think it makes sense because they really are two of the more dominant forces in this meta. Clodsire just being Clodsire. Everybody's trying to hard counter Clodsire nowadays anyway. But Arctibax is doing really well, I think, in this meta if you can build a good team around it. This feels like a really strong team, even though, you know, Medicham and Clodsire are typically team comped a lot. You know, if you have an idea of where to put the damage, and, you know, try and get those situations aligned where even though Medicham may not have a great matchup, if you can get to an Ice Punch and the shields are down, it's a good situation to try and do that. And that's how you win this game, is if you have the Ice Punch ready to go and the opponent doesn't try to swap out and catch the move, and they do, and it's another Clodsire. But I think Clodsire here gets to a Sludge Bomb, honestly, and KOs this Medicham. So this is looking to be a good game, but we'll see, as I do believe that the Sludge Bomb will be enough, and then Gligar can take out the Medicham. So unfortunately, Arctibax just couldn't take out the entire team all by itself. Going for that last-ditch attempt at the Ice Punch, unfortunately not going to be enough to cut it, as the Clodsire is just way too thicky, and that's going to be a good game. Well played. Getting into the next battle here, Arctibax is on the lead against a Noctowl. Not a bad lead, but it's really neutral, honestly, because they're both doing neutral damage into each other. The Dragon Claw really is nice here because it's a quick move. You get to it quicker than the opponent gets their Sky Attack. The opponent's shielding up as they think it could be an Avalanche, which is not quite ready yet. But we're going to see the shield up here against the Sky Attack. And honestly, they come in with a Quagsire. This is not comfortable for the Clodsire in the least. Clodsire does okay against Noctowl if you've got Sludge Bomb and Poison Sting, but we're going to come in here with the Medicham and look to try and get a counter down advantage of some sort. Opponent going for Mud Bombs here. Medicham is just absolutely too thick with those thighs. Look at those things. They wiggle. Anyway, my screwing around aside, the Quagsire is going to look to go for another Mud Bomb here. This is going to be very close. I don't think the Medicham they survive. Okay, Lives with a Hair is going to be able to get an Ice Punch off against the Noctowl if it comes back in, which it does, and the Noctowl gets a Wing Attack through. Are you gonna live? Does Medicham live? Bro, with 1 HP, the Medicham hangs on to get the second Ice Punch off, and that is crucial in this matchup here, as you are almost able to take out the Noctowl, leaving it with 1 HP. The Dragon Breath from the Arctibax is going to take it out, and then you have a Jellicent in the back. Jellicent honestly feels like a really strong pick in this Catch Cup meta. Does really, really well into things like, obviously, the Medicham. Does well into Steelix. Does well into Gligar. Does pretty well into things like, you know, Quagsire, Clodsire. It's a very good Pokemon. I don't think I saved one, and I don't really know if I want to use it. I did catch a Hundo Frillish this season. I hatched one. I didn't catch one. I hatched one. So, XL Frillish content, maybe? I don't know. But Surf not quite going to be enough to cut it, but the Hex will do the job here as the Clodsire comes in to get the farm down and take the game. Well played. Getting into our next battle here. Arctibax on its lead versus worst enemy. Whoa! Yeah! At least it's not a Charm Ninetales, and this is just a Weather Ball. Y'all saw in my video with the Skeledirge. This is not an awful matchup, but if they have Charm, it's over. But they have Powder Snow, which makes the damage neutral due to the Ice subtyping, and the Avalanche does hit pretty hard. Looking to come in with the Medicham now, and a Golbat swaps in. This is not good. So opponent looking to put up their first shield. They're gonna have to in order to not take this damage, and they let it go. The Psychic one-shots the Golbat, and they just concede. Dude, I would too. I would too. Man. All right, we got a Quagsire lead in the next game here, and they stay in with the Arctibax, hoping to see if the opponent is running Stone Edge, which they are not. It looks like they're probably just running the Mud Bomb. Aqua Tail, if you are the Quagsire in this situation, it's typically best to build up to at least 7 for the Stone Edge. You can at least threaten a shield from the Arctibax in this way. Because now the Arctibax knows you don't have Stone Edge and really doesn't have to worry about shielding at least the first move. Getting a shield out of fear in the first on that first charge move is much better. Now the Arctibax can just go for a full farm down. Potentially shield. Yep, we're going to see a 2-shield farm down here. And is that an Aqua Tail? I can't tell. I didn't see the animation. But the opponent's got a... Oh, dude, they got a Zweilous in the back. That's pretty spicy. I have not seen a Zweilous yet in this meta, but the Zweilous is going to have to shield twice and then deal with Medicham, and that's not a good time. So opponent's Zweilous really going to match up very well. Oh, they have a Charizard as well. Oh, now you've got alignment, and that's all you need. It is Charizard against Clodsire, and then Medicham into the Zweilous. This is looking like it's pretty much a good game, but we'll see. Those Blast Burns do a lot of damage, and Charizard gets to him pretty quickly. I do believe they pace the same now to the next move as they would get to them at 6. So we're going to see what happens here as the opponent gets to that next Blast Burn. It's going to be a CMP tie, and this has to be the Blast Burn. The Dragon Claw is not going to be enough. Blast Burn takes out the Clodsire here. Medicham coming in. Those counters are doing a lot. Gets the counter down, and this is only a Dragon Claw. So we're going to see the Medicham have a move loaded for the Zweilous here. Throwing the Ice Punch. Probably not going to be enough to KO, but enough to put it well within counter down range and take this game. That is going to be well played. That's a good game here. Man. Getting into the next game here, we're going to have Arctibax versus a Gligar, Shadow Gligar on the lead. Gotta stay in this lead matchup here. It's a shame that Arctibax doesn't have like a really solid Ice-type charge move. Now, you see these teams running Quagsire and Gligar. Dude, Clodsire is not having a good time, but I think Medicham comes in here hoping to have some stored energy like we saw last time against this against the Gligar, so that the Ice Punches will threaten shields and or take out that Gligar. Now we're going to see a CMP tie here as the Quagsire looks to throw what looks to be, that was the Aqua Tail. I saw the animation that time. So it looks to throw the Aqua Tail here as it's a little bit spammier than the Mud Bomb. I think it does a little bit less damage as well. But at this point, I do believe that Medicham might be able to get a full counter down here and have an Ice Punch ready for the Gligar when it comes back in. Otherwise, might be time to give up that first shield in order to get that farm down, because I think that's a pretty impactful farm down. Looking to shield exactly as we expected here. Shield's gonna take off, oh my goodness. We're gonna take off one shield on the count, but we're gonna have an Ice Punch to either do a lot of damage to the Shadow Gligar or take the shield off the opponent here as they shield up. And now, oh, we almost get to another one. Oh, it's sad. And then we're gonna have the opponent shields down as the Arctibax comes back in. And if they can get to the Avalanche, this is a Hasta la Gligar. See you later. See ya, Gligar. I don't know, man. Don't judge me. But we've got plenty of energy for this Clodsire as it swaps in. Arctibax going for that Avalanche, and the Clodsire I mean, the opponent's Clodsire is pretty low. And, oh, did we catch the Sludge Bomb? Wait a minute. We caught the Sludge Bomb on the Clodsire. The opponent in shambles at the moment as this Poison Sting Clodsire. I mean, are they going for another Sludge? Is that another Sludge Bomb? Trainer, do you have Sludge Bomb, Stone Edge? Okay, no, that's Earthquake. That does some damage there. But over-farming as much as they can up to 100 energy. Make sure they have energy to throw into the Gligar when they come back in. Is the Gligar going to be within range? No, the Sludge Bomb is not going to be enough. But Gligar can farm up to potentially 2 moves and take this game. So we'll have to see how the trainer takes this into their own hands. And are they going to be able to get to the Sludge Bomb? The opponent going to have to farm up some energy here. They throw right as the Rich gets to his Sludge Bomb. Very nice counting by the opponent here. Going to have to see if they can get the Dragon Breath down. They get the Dragon Breath down. The opponent did not have energy for a move. Good game. Getting into the next battle, we've got Arctibax lead in the mirror here. This is an awkward lead. You can't really swap out. You can't really do much here, but looking to catch the Dragon Claw on the Medicham, potentially instead catching the Avalanche. The opponent just throws the energy. That is just the Dragon Claw, never mind. And they have Skeletor! Oh no, dude! Oh, the Skeletor was back there waiting. It can get a farm down now and threaten the Arctibax with the Dazzling Gleams. This is going to be a problem for Rich, and we'll see how he handles it. Disarming Voice going to take out the Medicham immediately, not wanting to give up a shield in this situation. So now we give Arctibax now a chance to fight back without giving a shield up itself, as it had stored energy here. Going for a couple Dragon Breaths and throwing the Dragon Claw to make sure that we don't get taken out. And the opponent's Arctibax comes in just to get farmed down as a Clodsire is in the back. Avalanche is going to either get a shield or do enough damage to put this Clodsire well within range of an Earthquake, which gives Rich's Clodsire the advantage it needs, as being ahead by a shield or a full HP's worth of an Earthquake makes it so that this matchup is simply done. Shielding the guaranteed Earthquake instead of waiting for it to hit and then having to shield a potential bait. Here is the right move, as the opponent against a bulkier enemy that wouldn't get one shot by that Earthquake would certainly be more likely to throw the Earthquake first and then throw Sludge Bomb baits afterwards. So very good call there. And then the opponent looks to go for the Sludge Bomb bait, and they realize it's over, because if you don't shield that one, you live anyway. So good game. Getting into the next battle here, we have Trombork. I love it. Trevenant on the lead. Not a great lead for this team, as Medicham is in the back, but Trevenant getting shredded by those Dragon Claw or Dragon Tail. Or, my goodness. Dragon Breaths. There's so many Dragon moves, man. Dragon Breath getting, or Dragon... I can't do it, man. I can't do it. There's too many Dragon-named moves. Dragon Claw gonna get the shield, as will the Seed Bomb bait. The opponent comes in with a Lantern looking to catch that Avalanche, but instead, they catch a Dragon Claw instead. And honestly, this is okay, because you can let Medicham come in here potentially and get the energy, and you catch a Surf too, or Thunderbolt? It's probably a Surf, I think. Medicham could come out of this energy, or out of this matchup with the energy needed to throw an Ice Punch into the Trevenant and threatening it a lot. So, yeah, those counters add up real quick. We're going to see Medicham here definitely look to get rid of this Lantern with some energy stored. Going for that Ice Punch with an Ice Punch stored as well. Being able to go for the back-to-back here. If this doesn't KO, one counter should do it, but that takes it out. Trevenant could come in and eat an Ice Punch as well, but instead they come in with a Quagsire, and the Ice Punch doesn't go very far now, but Clotsire's sitting back there being real sad. Do we get to another Ice Punch? No, the opponent gets a full farm down. This is not looking good. Arctibax is going to have to shield this move just to stay alive here. Arctibax throws the move, gets the second shield off the opponent. Arctibax is going to shield back in kind. We're going to see what happens here. The opponent looks to stay in with the Quagsire, just needs to go for the move. Oh my goodness, this is so close, dude. How do you win this game? How do you win this game? You have Clodsire in the back. How do you win this game? Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens, I suppose. We'll see the Clodsire is going to get some energy loaded up here. Take a Mud Bomb on the nose. The opponent looking to go for... Oh, okay. Waits the one turn. That's huge. Waits one turn to make sure the opponent's in the middle of their animation. Takes out Quagsire with the Earthquake and should be able to get to the Sludge Bomb. I don't even know. Does a Shadow Ball do it? Does Shadow Ball KO? Opponent goes for Shadow Ball with like 2 HP. Clodsire hangs on, goes for the Sludge Bomb. Is this going to be enough damage to take it out? Let's find out. Sludge Bomb! Yeah, it's more than enough. It was in the red. Never mind, we're good. Who was worried? Very nice games there with Arctibax, Clodsire, and Medicham. Thank you, Rich BGD. I almost said GBD. I was going to say it the wrong way. Rich BGD, thank you very much again for the Shoutcast submission. Those were some fun battles to watch, some high-level gameplay as well. Appreciate you for sending those in. And again, trainers, if you'd like to submit some battles, I have a form in the pinned comment and description that you can submit the battles to. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.